motor, and he just exploded off the dock, and Jacobs is down that front stretch. You see him get airborne as they come around, and look at Jimmy Merlot, the number 69, came from out of nowhere. He's keeping the RPMs up. We got the two big black Optimax engines in the second and third spot. Jimmy Merlot in the number 69, the number 97 of Daniel Orchard out of Stratford, Ontario, Canada, giving chase. They're already challenging the leader. Mark Jacob comes around turn number 3, over to turn number 4. Watch Jimmy Merlot. He's trying the outside line. He's going to come as close as possible on this outside, trying to get as much of an advantage as he can. Side by side, going into turn number 1. Mark Jacob holds the lane. Look at Merlot, the boat right up on its side. He almost rolled it over in the turn, giving chase. That cost him a lot of time. He's fallen back, but now he's coming back. Jimmy Merlot out of Benville, Michigan, started off racing in the SST 45 class, now moving up into the fire-breathing Formula 2, and something wrong with Daniel Orchard. The pole sitter pulls off the course outside of turn number 3. Number 7, Mark Jacob. Look at that turn, over 100 miles an hour, 90-degree turn around turn 1 and 2. That's the most dangerous turns on the race course, where the three rivers, the Monongahela, the Allegheny, and the Ohio come together. Everybody tip and throw through those turns. Daniel Orchard with the canopy up, letting the safety boats know that he's okay, but there's some kind of problem on that boat. Here comes your leader one more time. Mark Jacob, completely airborne. Look at that, standing the boat just on the propeller. Unbelievable the way that young man is manhandling 1,200 pounds of fire-breathing Mercury power. Down the backstretch they go. Your leader's heading over to turn number 3 and 4 to our left. Mark Jacob comes out of the turn, takes the inside line. Jimmy Merlot. Look at Jacobs once again, completely airborne. Look at Merlot running flat, trying to keep the boat and the propeller in the water. Side by side once again, going into turn number 2. This time Merlot dives to the inside but goes back to the outside, and that slowed him down. Now folks, when you're riding in your regular boat, you know if there's a wake in front of you and you run over that wake, it slows you down. So what these guys do is they go from the outside in to force the second place driver to run through the wake. Look at what he just did. He made Merlot run through that wake again, and now with lap traffic, Merlot was forced to run that inside line where he couldn't keep the power on that Mercury Optimax engine up. But this time, Jacob goes wide. Here comes Merlot. Merlot right there in the rooster tail. They go around the number 55 of Jim McGrath. It's a two-boat race for the North American Championship between the number 69 of Jimmy Merlot and the number 7 of Mark Jacob. And something wrong with the Jacob boat. Oh no! He goes wide, and now it's Jimmy Merlot with the lead. Look at this, folks. Merlot did it in heat number 1. Can he do it now in the final? The number 69 out of Benville, Michigan, Jimmy Merlot, right behind the number 7 of Mark Jacob. Something went wrong with the boat as he dove down into turn number 3. Wasn't able to negotiate the turn. Merlot went around the outside. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Clicking off the laps now, it doesn't take long when you're going 120 miles an hour. Now it's Jimmy Merlot, the man out of Benville, Michigan. He's the leader. He can go wherever he wants on the race course. 7 laps complete. 23 more to go. Anything can happen. And here comes number 7, Mark Jacob, right back. In third place, it's the number 3 of the Big Mac, Donnie McDowell out of Orlando, Florida, in the 4th spot. Last year's Pittsburgh champion, the number 34 of Jeff the Jet Reno. Merlot coming on the outside of the stanchion here, and so does the number 7 of Jacob. Maybe Jacob trying to follow that line. Looks like something going sour the number 2 of the General Lee Daniel out of North Augusta, South Carolina, as he heads back to the paddock. Merlot out front, number 7, Mark Jacob, reeling him in down the back stretch. Is he going to have enough time to catch him? But then is he going to have enough time to pass him? They're side by side, coming out of turn number 4. It's Merlot this time on the inside, Jacob on the outside. Look at Merlot dancing the ball right up my stand. Jacob takes the lead back. Unbelievable racing. Folks, I haven't seen racing like this in 20 years. Something going wrong with the number 69. He gathers it back up. Now it's number 7, Mark Jacob with the lead. Number 3, Donnie McDowell in the second spot. And the number 34 of Jeff Reno in third. You know what they say, it ain't over till it's over. You gotta run 30 laps. What they always say is it's good to finish first, but first you must finish. Mark Jacob battled back, one around the outside of the number 69 of Merlot. Trying to find Merlot on the race course. Here he comes through with the canopy up. Give him a hand, folks. Number 69, Jimmy Merlot, having some kind of problem with that Optimax motor. He's already gone one lap down. Not going to be able to win this event. Now turn your attention to turn number 4. Over to our left, the number 7, Mark Jacob, the 2009 Powerboat Super League champion. He is out in front, followed by the number 3 of Donnie McDowell out of Orlando, Florida, and the number 34, the man out of Okeechobee, Florida, last year's Pittsburgh winner, Jeff the Jet Reno. Reno went from the last spot on the dock last year. He was 13th on the dock. After 30 laps, he was number 1. Stacy Funk once again with some engine woes. She's riding on the outside, making sure that she gets points. You gotta be running at the end of the race. So she's just gonna run on the outside, let the leaders go by on the inside. Mark Jacob, he doesn't know that he's got a pretty good lead. He is driving the wheels off of that boat. Around turn 1 he goes, over to turn number 2. The Big Mac, Donnie McDowell, giving chase. 12 laps complete, 18 more to go. Terry Rinker out of Tampa, Florida, 4-time world champion, having his difficulties, and it looks like the 25 of the Wolfman, Barry Wolf, going in with some troubles there as well. Mark Jacob now coming up on the back of the number 55 of Jim McGrath out of the state of Florida. Jim in only his 3rd boat race ever. He goes on the inside, Donnie McDowell. That might slow him up a little bit. Watch McDowell as he moves to the outside, tries to put him a lap down. You can see the difference between a rookie driver and a experienced veteran, probably about 30 to 40 miles an hour on this very rough Allegheny River race course. Mark Jacob clicking off another lap. 15 laps done now, halfway, crossed flags as they say. Mark Jacob got to hold it together for another half of the event. Jacob down the back stretch, looks in the rearview mirror. He sees that checkered flag and orange boat. Number 3 on the side, Donnie McDowell behind the wheel. 3rd place is still the number 34, Jeff the Jet Reno. 4th place, the number 10 of Terry Rinker. Once again, lap number 16 down. 14 to go. Number 7, Mark Jacob out in front. 15 laps in, 15 more to go. Mark Jacob out of Clifton, Illinois, ran very well here last year. Could not pull off the win. Jeff the Jet Reno stole the win away from everybody as he came